This is a leather stamping tutorial, and I'd like to show you how to do a running W border with a craft tool that I've modified, maybe to give you some ideas, and maybe you'll learn something on the way. And I know I'm having fun doing this, teaching you. So let's get started now. This is a D444 craft tool that I've modified. Actually, I've ground one end off and reshaped it, and it kind of makes a running W or a serpentine border, or I have heard it called a Carlos border. I'll give you an example of what this tool will do with a medium weight maul. Let's see. Yeah, there's the maul that I used to stamp this, and I'll show you what the design looks like. Yeah, here's an example of what that tool will do right here on this border. I've cut a 3/8 inch channel with my swivel knife, and then come in there with that tool and space it, and makes a unique design. I'll show you another piece that I've also done. Here is a saddle jockey that I'm working on, and I put this Carlos border or serpentine border, running W border on the edge here. Going to mark my border on here. Come in about 3/8 from the edge, and then I want a 3/8 inch channel, so I'll move over to right there. I'll take my C.S. Osborne wing dividers, and I'll scribe a light line right around the edge here, just like that. Then now I'll move over 3/8, set my dividers, come down to right there, and I'll show you what this tool can do. It really makes a unique border. So I've got my line scratched on there, and then I'm going to put a little mark right there and bring this down to a point. And I've got my swivel knife ready right here. This is a Barry King swivel knife with a narrow blade in it, and I'll cut a light border in right here. To me, if you cut your border in, this tool tends to look a little better than with just a scratched line on there. You can actually use this tool without cutting your border in there, but this gives it a little more depth. So I've got my border cut in there. Now I'll use the Maul Master in this D444 tool that I've modified, and I'll show you how I sit in here, and I like to move in just a little bit. So I hit that like that, move over, and I kind of keep that edge touching the other area that I've stamped. Okay, when I'm going out like this, let's see, rather than stretching. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go. Your spacing changes just a little bit. You actually want to stretch out and not exactly touch that. After you do a little of this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. A little added space right there, and then when I'm coming back and filling this in, that will look pretty normal. The other way it might be a little crowded. After you do a little bit of this, you'll understand. Now I'm back to my regular spacing where I'm letting the tool touch. Okay, now it's time to come on the inside here, and this is what takes a little additional time, is when you hit that, you kind of want that tip to be right in the center, so you'll have to work on your spacing. And sometimes you can do just a little tap like that and then make sure it's straight, and then come back and set it right where you want it. Hopefully you'll get the idea of what I'm doing here, and you can do this also on your leathercraft projects. Right here on this turnaround here is where it gets a little tricky sometimes. You'll tend to get your tool crowded up, but get some practice pieces like what I've got here, and you'll quickly learn your spacing technique. This looks good on saddles, belts, or just about anything leathercraft you can think of. Thanks for taking your time to watch this, and appreciate a thumbs up. On the end here, if you would like, you can take a Craftool beveler, and you can kind of come back in here right there on the end and kind of finish that out where it looks good. You know, that really kind of set that off right there. There's the piece that I just tooled with the running border, and kind of give you an idea of what you can do. That's a 3/8 channel. You can experiment with different widths, but that's one I've found that works good for me.